What's up, guys? You are watching the Lakerboost YouTube channel. We are excited to talk about a lot of different topics today. The NBA basketball season is going to be starting hopefully soon. We got some news on that. We're going to be talking to Laker basketball as always. And Dill Jackson, he has some pretty cool things to announce before we start the show. Dylan, I'm going to let you take the mic and just go on and tell everyone what we got going on.
Absolutely. So before we get into all the news for today and the last week, I wanted to shout out our next giveaway that we're going to be doing. We're going to be giving away this awesome Laker Nation hat along with some awesome Kobe stickers. Um, these were through our first sponsor, through Mamba Nation 24, and these are going to be given away on our late night trivia May 29th, which is a Friday. So after you get off work, after the long week, come hang out with us. We're going to be doing 12 questions, all Laker related. They're all going to be worth 1 point, and whoever can answer it first is going to get the prize for the week. They also have some awesome merch like this Laker Nation shirt, along with Raiders and all other Los Angeles sports. So if you are interested, head to the link in our bio and enter code Laker Nation for 20% off, or come through to our late night trivia for a chance to win all this awesome gear.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, so let's jump right into the news. Just yesterday, on the 20th, there was a lot of reports coming from the individual teams that they're going to be expecting guidelines for the training facilities on June 1st. This is obviously in the next week and a half or so, and it's going to be the plan for the players to come into the facility and start working with one another. Currently, a few teams are already in the training facilities, but they are working isolated. So, for example, the Lakers were in there since last Saturday, and all the players have been working with their trainers one-on-one away from each other. There was also some reports today that LeBron James has been working with two or three of his players in an undisclosed location. So it's probably just, a local basketball court that he's been getting into with Anthony Davis and a few other players, just keeping it fresh. So Ray, let's talk about this. What do you think about this news that came out today?
I mean, I think for me, it's anytime we get any type of news, it's good. Even if it's just always kind of like the same news. It's kind of like they might have a date in place, but we're getting closer. So right now, it's not only are they starting to, they're putting in the guidelines. Next is there's a clear front runner for where the games are going to be held. So for a while, there was I think three cities, Vegas being one of them, but the one that they are actually probably going to stick with is Disney World in Orlando, correct?
Correct.
So, I mean, there's a couple different things that I'm sure they're the clear front runners. So we do know that Disney World is a private resort. It's private, so they have thousands of hotels already on site. Um, they have one place for all the teams to play, which kind of keeps everyone a little bit more enclosed, a little bit more safer is what they're saying. Also, the infrastructure inside is actually set up better to broadcast live sporting events. So with everything that's happening, the less the more people they can keep out that don't need to be on site, the safer it is for everyone. So I do know that that's why they're going to probably do that in Orlando. How do you feel about that? Do you think they should do it somewhere else like Las Vegas?
Yeah, so we discussed this previously, and at first thought, I thought Las Vegas was the clear answer. And my reasoning was there's obviously multiple hotels, there's
Yeah.
multiple facilities that they can be using. They have so many different arenas so that we can have multiple games running at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, the Orlando location seems like it's only really going to be one, maybe two basketball courts, and it's going to be March Madness style, where it's just back to back to back to back games throughout the day. If we were in Las Vegas, it would allow the NBA to have multiple games at the same time, and we can obviously spread out the teams. Um, but as it looks like Orlando is the place to be. Also, the state of Florida also has lower restrictions in terms of the pandemic. So they're able to have a little bit more accessibility, and like you said, it's a bubble, so they're going to be inside, and no one is really going to have public access. If they're in Vegas, obviously, people can walk into the hotel, people can drive through the streets. It just makes it a little less secure for the NBA and the safety of the players.
Right. Which, I mean, obviously, Las Vegas. There's so, like you had mentioned, there's so many different sites for them to play. There's the Mandalay Bay, there's the MGM, there's the T-Mobile Arena, the Thomas and Mack, the Cox Pavilion, and they're known. I mean, the Summer League is there every summer. The Lakers, besides this past season, they've been coming out every preseason for one, sometimes two games a year. So we've had the All Star game. So there's been some success here for NBA basketball and Laker basketball at that. But man, I guess like you said, it's about everyone being as safe as possible. So if we're going to try to protect everyone, even though I'm from Vegas, let's keep it in Orlando, and that's just the. I think it makes the most sense. Which
Absolutely.
it might prolong though. Like I don't know how that's going to work. Like how long is the season going to take now? How many sites do they have? Is it just one?
I believe it's just the one, which is the ESPN facility there. Now, just to mention your point, there was some additional leaked information today. Um, Players like Spencer Dinwiddie and a few others said that the basketball league is officially going to start back on the 15th. It's unconfirmed, so it is just rumor and speculation at this point. Maybe he does have some insider info from the Nets and from the league. Um, but additionally, there is also some hinting that there's only going to be 5 games before they jump back into the playoff picture. Now, previously, the commissioner Adam Silver said that the playoff picture is going to remain the same. It's still going to be seeds 1 through 8 and a 7-game series throughout the entire playoffs. But this interesting thing that just came out, the rumor and speculation is we are going to have a shortened season, and I believe this is so we won't affect next season as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the shortened season? Obviously, it's kind of controversial for those teams, especially in the West, that are in that playoff picture. We have incredible teams like the Trailblazers. We have teams like, the Pelicans, who have been playing excellent basketball right before the hiatus. What do you think about that?
I think if it's unfair to anyone, it's those teams because regardless if they're the 8th seed or not, they're battling. Portland, they've had some struggles, and Damian Lillard was injured for quite a few games, and that's why they're kind of down there. I truly believe that if how many games were left, if however many there were, he could have definitely helped lead them back into the playoffs. I don't necessarily know if they were my first choice as Laker fans to see in the first round. I think we can beat them, but I'd rather not have to play them in the first round. But it is unfair because those guys, everyone goes out and works hard. Those guys that are fighting for that final spot, um, they're the ones who are affected by all this as far as standings the most. So you hate to see it. Everyone's affected, but the ones that are negatively affected by it the most are those guys. So it's unfortunate.
And just to add, I also feel like this is going to be really a race for teams to see who can get that momentum first. Obviously, if there's only 5 games that are going to be played, it's not going to leave a lot of teams with room to really get that chemistry. So, within the opening weeks of the training facilities, teams are really going to have to be on themselves to get that momentum back, get that team chemistry flowing again. So when they jump back in, they hit their 5 games, if that is a speculation,
Yeah.
and they go straight into playoffs, that 7-game series. And my prediction is we're still going to see Lakers and Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
If
I
the if the Clippers make it that far.
If the Clippers make it that far, maybe Kawhi Leonard is with his time off. He's just been deciding to take extra time off at this point. Who knows? The guy's a bum.
I mean, we just know Clipper history. Even with the past 10 years, they've had some pretty good teams, very very talented rosters, and they never once have made it to the Western Conference Finals. So that's just Clipper basketball. more like the slippers because they're always slipping, they're always falling, and they can't ever get back up. So if you're a Slippers fan, I'm sorry, but I know Lakers are making it there. Are the Slippers going to make it? That remains to be seen. And I just want to touch up. I got the standings here. It really looks like with only 5 games to play, the Eastern Conference is locked up. Orlando is the 8th seed at 30 and 35, and Washington is the ninth at 24 and 40. So really, the only difference that can make for anything would be the 6th and 8th seed. Maybe those three teams will swap because they're close. And then in the Western Conference, the 8th seed Memphis 32 and 33, the ninth seed Portland 29 and 37. So Portland, they're I mean, it's not it's not looking too good for them.
No.
Maybe they can do something special for those situations before they come up. Maybe they can do I don't know, they do something for those guys if they can.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, like you said, I would hate to see Damian Lillard first round of the playoffs. Obviously, you would run the team out. But the hypothetical situation, and what it does seem is if the Memphis Grizzlies can hold that seed, it seems like the Lakers are going to maintain that first seed throughout playoffs. Um, so the next question and the next topic I want to bring up is home court advantage. If we are all playing at the same arena and there's no fans around, what is home court advantage going to be? Do you think the NBA is going to implement some kind of home court advantage, if it's through music, if it's through, some kind of way? What is your opinion on the home court advantage?
That's tough. There's not much you can do. Music, um, maybe you can hang some banners from the Raptors. You know what I mean. Or for example, the Lakers public address announcer for the games, Lawrence Tanter. Maybe he can be there just to make it feel like home. That's the only thing I can think of. Music, I don't think is going to be a huge deal because I would imagine that the when you go to any arena, a lot of the music is always the same. It's always like what's kind of in today, whether and what, no matter what the genre, they've always played pretty much no matter where you go. So I don't think music is going to affect really anyone. So they're going to have to be creative. They should try to come up with something. But if they don't, it's no one's fault. This is a different. I think the main thing is people are focused on getting b-ball back.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. I personally think that it would be a cool idea if at least maybe they can get the colors of the home team. Obviously, they're not going to be able to do the core and the decor, but if they're able to have Lawrence there, for example, and doing the Laker announcements, all the Laker calls, if it's a turnover, if it's a slam dunk, if it's a 3-pointer, we have the same sound effects, we have the same
Yeah.
light colors, we have purple and gold maybe in the arena just to signify a
Maybe,
Laker home game.
maybe let Jack Nicholson in just to sit there in the front row. Just let him in.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting. And I think it's if anything going to be harder to win this season. A lot of people are saying, that asterisk on the end of the 2020 season is going to be, maybe something easier. If anything, in my opinion, this is going to be harder. And for the fact that the teams have not been able to play that consistent play. We had the All-Star break, we came back, we played about 10 to 15 games, and then we were hit with this hiatus. So it doesn't leave the team with a lot of playing time in the past 3.5 months. So it's definitely going to be tougher. And like I said, it's really going to come down to the team that can get that momentum back and run with it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's as much good as bad on both ends when you're talking about the asterisk. So there's anyone that wants to put that on there, they can go somewhere else. That's what we call a hater. Don't hate. Let's just be thankful that we get basketball back, and everyone's got to go through something to try to win. So it's gonna be tough no matter what.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that is all that we have for you at this moment in time. Ray and myself are going to be constantly keeping you guys updated with the latest news from Laker Nation and from the NBA. If you could please go down to the description and leave a like on this video, we would really appreciate it. And if you guys like our content, hit that subscribe button. We are going to be doing a lot more videos like this. We also are both extremely active on Instagram on our pages. Ray, you can find him at Vegas Laker Fans. The link is below, and you can find myself, Dylan, at Lakerboost on Instagram. The link will also be down below. Not to mention, we also do weekly lives on our Instagram, and we also have on once a week, we have our late night trivia, which is our giveaway time to give away some awesome Laker merch. We've given away a bunch of awesome stuff in the past, including, Kobe limited edition magazines, newspapers, Kobe patches, and now we're giving away this awesome Laker Nation hat. So please subscribe, please like, and till next time, we will see you then.